The second leg of varsity took place yesterday, and it was once again a day full of drama, intrigue and emotion. Salford went 6-1 up into this. Here's a roundup of yesterday's action.
The first event of the day was badminton. Salford winners managed to start the day well, with a 6-2 win over Chester. Whereas the men were tied equally, but Salford managed to win the session after gaining more points. Salford Sackins humiliated Chester last week in the women's football, so Chester were up for it and looking to reply with a humiliation of their own. Chester took the lead and then cruised with 5 of their 7 goals coming in the second half. Salford did manage to get a late consolation goal to make it 7-1, and it isn't varsity without a red card. The men's games finished with a penalty shootout last week, and another close encounter saw 3 set-piece goals. The first coming from Salford, and then 2 from Chester. Chester then capitalised from poor defending from Salford, and then Salford managed to pull one back themselves, giving them some belief. But it was not enough, as Chester picked up the point. Men's and women's team competed in volleyball. Chester took both points in this event, with the women winning 2-1. And Chester's men's winning 2-0. Chester eked out a 1-point lead in the first quarter of netball, but Salford then eked out a 1-point lead of their own in the second. They then pushed on, bringing a commanding lead into the final quarter and held on to win the match, meaning Salford earned the point. The final event of the day was basketball, and a new-look Salford, with a majority of the team who had never played in varsity before, went in with a commanding lead at the half-time interval. Chester offered a little bit of pressure in the third quarter, closing the gap. But Salford were able to keep the dominant lead and earned the final varsity point of the day.
But Salford's women's run 55-19 in the rugby union, with Chester's men winning 34-20 and Salford winning in the rugby league. Salford's men's and women's both won their games in hockey, and Chester taking place in American football. Chester took the points in that as well. In tennis and softball, winning margins 7-5, 7-5-1 in the rounders, and Salford winning in the rowing, swing and frisbee. With all the results, the scores were ready to be announced.
We've seen some amazing matches, we've seen some amazing results, but unfortunately in varsity there can only be one winner. Of a score of 18-11, your year of 2024 varsity winners is... Salford!
Well, I'm joined with Josh Cann and Bella Francis, who both took part in Salford's win in varsity. Josh, I'll start with you. You competed in Chester yesterday in swimming. You got the point for swimming. How did it feel to get the win?
Oh, it's great to get the win for the uni. It got off to a funny start actually, because we had a really strong men's swimming team and our women's team wasn't as good as theirs. So for every men's race we'd get 1 point up on them, and then the women would claw back. So then it went down to a relay, the last event of the swimming competition, and it was a men's and women's relay combined. So it was whoever won that race was going to win the overall swimming points for the uni. And it got down to the last length, and it wasn't me who clawed the points on that last length, but it was a good friend of mine, and we managed to come away with a win, which was good.
And Bella, you took place last week in Varsity 2's, winning 7-1 in the women's football. Obviously, the women's first team also lost 7-1, but you got your part of the bargain done.
Yeah, no, very much so. It was a brilliant win. I think everyone knows that the second team haven't had the best season. We actually haven't won a game all season, but we really put all of our energy into varsity, and it was so good, especially for the third years who are having their last varsity this year, to come away with not just a victory, but such a massive victory. And then Salford winning overall yesterday at Chester was just the cherry on top of the cake.
Well, obviously, Salford retained the trophy, but you're both second years. One more varsity. Do you think you could bring it home in 2025?
I reckon so.
I think it's just a given at this point that we just stumped Chester year in, year out. So I'm sure we'll do it again next year, of course.
Yeah, Chester are awful. Salford on top, always.
Well, there you go. That's the opinion from Bella Francis and Josh Can, who both took part in this year's varsity, which Salford won 18-11. Guys, back to you.